Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOM's Julia Lemigova returning to college to study opera. She's furthering her education. After a whirlwind season of The Real Housewives of Miami, which saw her exposing an affair, adopting two children and throwing water on a castmate, Julia Lemigova has decided to return to school. She just revealed that she's going to college and of course, she's studying opera. If Bravo doesn't call her back for RHOM Season 8, Julia already has her bases covered for her next phase in life. In a new interview with OK! Magazine, she revealed that she's starting a new chapter of Florida International University School of Music. I'm a really curious person. When I started opera 2 years ago, I hated when I would hit so many wrong notes, Julia explained. When I got this opportunity on RHOM, I said to myself, I don't want to stop. I want to go back to basics and study it, according to Julia. She's sitting among a bunch of underclassmen, laser focused on legitimizing something that started out for her as a hobby. She said she's showing up to class in person, and it feels empowering for her to take this step in her education. Now I'm with 18 and 20-year-old kids studying and taking so many different classes, but I love it. It's exhausting, but I'm working this muscle in my brain, and I've never felt more alive, she said. Julia said that her curriculum covers voice, English diction, literature, and fundamentals of music. Who knows? She might be the next housewife to launch a legitimate music career after she gets down the basics. Either way, she said she's loving being in the classroom to set an example for her boys that learning never stops. She declared, when I walk into the classroom, I'm not a housewife. I'm not a mom. I'm just simply Julia, the student. In a world where most reality stars spend their time chasing brand deals, planning extravagant vacations, or dodging reunion drama, The Real Housewives of Miami's Julia Lemigova just did something refreshingly unexpected. She packed her books, tuned her vocal cords, and headed back to college. Yes, the glamorous former Miss USSR, mother of three, wife to tennis legend Martina Navratilova, and part-time Go whisperer is officially returning to school. But she's not dabbling in interior design, culinary arts, or fashion merchandising like some housewives might. No, Julia is studying opera. Real, full throttle, Puccini belting opera. And honestly, could you imagine anything more deliciously dramatic? From mojitos to Mozart fonts, know Julia as the bohemian soul of the Miami franchise. The housewife who prefers farm life to nightclubs, goat milking to Botox parties. She's always been a symphony of contradictions, regal yet earthy, composed yet emotional, refined yet rebellious. But her decision to study opera? That's not just another quirky hobby. It's a personal renaissance. Julia revealed that opera was her first love long before pageants, modeling, or reality TV. As a young girl growing up in Russia, she dreamed of performing on stage, draped in velvet gowns under golden lights. Life swept her away, offering different spotlights, catwalks, tabloids, television. But her voice never stopped calling. Now at 50+, she's answering. Campus life, Julia Edison. Picture it, a university campus in Miami or perhaps somewhere tucked away in Europe. Students clutch coffee cups and backpacks, bleary-eyed at 8 a.m. And then, strolling gracefully past them, Julia Lemigova, in flowing linen trousers and designer sunglasses, humming arias as she heads to Music Theory 101. Would her classmates recognize her? Probably. Would they dare ask if she brought goat cheese snacks? Possibly. Would she perform scales while walking between classes? Absolutely. Rumor has it she's already been dubbed the Real Housewife at the recital hall. The diva with an opera with its grandeur and sweeping emotion is a natural fit for Julia. She's always been theatrical without trying, whether she's defending her parenting, discussing her Russian roots, or snuggling baby alpacas. But opera demands more than glamour. It demands discipline, vulnerability, and breath control that could rival Lisa Hochstein's Pilates instructor. Julia will learn not only to sing in multiple languages, Italian, German, maybe even French, but also to command a stage without reality TV cameras or confessionals. In opera, there are no editors, no second takes, no "can I redo that scene?" The voice must tell the story, pure and unfiltered. Can you imagine her belting Nessun Dorma after a heated Housewives reunion? Brava. Martina, the supportive Mestrone. What about Martina? The tennis titan has seen Julia through modeling careers, motherhood struggles, farm ventures, and housewives chaos. But even she likely didn't expect she'd be married to a future opera singer. One can only imagine Martina in the audience, arms crossed proudly, mouthing the lyrics as if she's coaching Julia through a Wimbledon final. Better yet, what if Martina becomes her unofficial tour manager? No speaking before performances, no dairy, and absolutely no housewives drama during rehearsal week. RHOM, Opera audition producers would be fools not to seize a storyline. Forget dinner fights, give us rehearsal meltdowns. Give us Lisa whispering she's hitting high notes while I'm hitting court fees. Give us Adriana insisting she can sing better, only to crack during warm-ups. Give us a group scene at Julia's student showcase, where housewives in glittering gowns politely clap while secretly ranking her vibrato. Better yet, a cast trip to Italy, under the guise of supporting Julia's musical research. Suddenly, we have 6 housewives wandering through La Scala in Milan, while arguing over who gets front row seats. A new kind of housewife legacy in a genre built on reinvention. Julia is rewriting the rules. She's not selling a skincare line, or launching a fragrance called Essence of Alpaca. She's choosing something braver. Education, passion, art. The pursuit of something that can't be bought. A trained and triumphant voice. And it's strangely inspiring because while many reality stars chase youth, Julia is chasing growth. While others try to stay relevant, she's becoming timeless. Opera is not just music. It's survival through melody. It's love, betrayal, death, rebirth, all sung at full volume. And who better than a real housewife to tell such stories? Standing ovation pending on day soon. There will be lights. There will be applause. And there will be Julia, no longer just Julia the housewife, but Julia the soprano. Until then, she'll be in a classroom, scribbling notes about arias instead of analyzing shade, practicing scales instead of confessionals, and when she hits that final, glorious note, Miami will hear it. And so will Bravo. In a world of Botox, Birkin bags, and Bravo-fueled feuds, the Real Housewives of Miami star Julia Lemigova is trading designer heels for sheet music, confessionals for vocal warm-ups, and red carpet entrances for wait for music theory midterms. That's right, Julia, model turned farmer turned housewife, is going back to college to study opera. And not as a publicity stunt, not as a fun elective while filming storyline. No, Julia is serious. She's diving headfirst into one of the most demanding, disciplined art forms on earth, and in true Julia fashion, she's doing it with unfiltered passion, unapologetic individuality, and a little bit of farm girl flair. This isn't a comeback. It's an aria from catwalks to counterpoints to some. This shift might seem random, but to those who've followed her journey, it tracks perfectly. Julia has always lived in dualities: elite beauty queen, yet barefoot farmer, high society wife, yet humble caretaker of goats, chickens, and one emotionally complex alpaca. A woman who can discuss politics over caviar, then milk a cow and couture. So naturally, when most housewives are launching tequila lines or planning lip filler masterclasses, Julia asks, what if I trained to belt Verdi instead? Opera isn't some hobby you pick up like pottery. It's lung capacity, language, rhythm, posture, breathwork. It's discipline mixed with drama. It's the sport of music. And Julia, wife to tennis icon Martina Navratilova, knows a thing or two about stamina. Campus life. Lemigova style Imogene being a 20-year-old freshman trudging to your 8 a.m. ear training class, and Julia Lemigova glides in, draped in silk, smelling faintly of lavender and hay. The professor begins a lecture on Puccini, and Julia casually mentions she once fed hay to her alpacas while listening to La Boheme. Will she take notes in a monogram notebook? Undoubtedly. Will she bring homemade goat cheese to share during breaks? Highly possible. Will she overachieve in class presentations by arriving in full opera costume? I bet my last biscotti on it. One rumor floating through the theoretical music department grapevine: she's already become the unofficial class icon. Students whisper, that's the Real Housewife who practices scales while picking tomatoes. Martina, from coach to conductor. Let's talk about Martina Navratilova, who has fiercely supported Julia through every transformation. From modeling shoots to barn building, Martina has seen it all. But she probably didn't expect to be married to an aspiring soprano in her 50s. Yet instead of balking, she's embracing the role of opera wife coach. I imagine the dynamic at home. Martina, did you practice your arias? Julia, I got distracted rearranging the herb garden. Martina blowing whistle, scales, now. Soon Martina will be timing vocal runs like tennis serves. Again, higher, now with emotion. Bravo, cue the crescendo.